On this episode, we're going to show you how to make most of your Aeroplan points by not paying for ridiculous surcharges and how to travel to multiple cities on one ticket.
Aeroplan is the official loyalty program for Air Canada, and since its introduction in 1984, a lot has changed, mostly for the worse. Many collectors refer to Aeroplan points as Aero Pesos, since in recent years, the number of points needed to travel have increased significantly. Not to mention the insane fuel charges, which some have called the scam charge.
There's fewer reward seats because in recent years, number of flights have decreased, which means fewer of them are allocated to Aeroplan's members, even though the number of collectors have gone off the roof with the introduction of CIPC and TD Aeroplan Visa. Oh my eye!
It's no wonder Aeroplan is voted one of the worst loyalty programs in the last few years. Aeroplan do offer non-travel rewards such as gift cards and merchandise and other useless crap. But we all know that's not why we collect the points now, don't we?
Even though we cannot eliminate all the scam charges, we can minimize them by not booking our reward seats on Air Canada flights.
How do you do that? Air Canada's Aeroplan program is part of the Star Alliance, which allows you to redeem rewards on any of their 27 partner airlines. Many do not slap you with a fuel surcharge and have lower fees while flying to the exact same destinations as Air Canada.
Some collectors refer these surcharges as scam charges since the ticketing carrier Air Canada actually do not pass on these fees to their partner airlines. The good news is Aeroplans do not collect scam charges for redeeming rewards on airlines that doesn't have them. As of 2015, as long as you redeem your seats on those airlines, you will not need to pay excessive surcharge, including the fuel fee.
Let's do a comparison. Let's say you're redeeming a flight from Toronto to Istanbul, Turkey. With Turkish Airlines, it'll cost you only $54, and with Air Canada, you'll be paying about $289.16. Now in both cases, it's going to cost you the same amount of points, but with that $230 difference, that's more money to spend on beer and girls and...
But wait. What if I want to go to Hong Kong to visit my friends?
It's the same. Let's say you're going to take a flight from Toronto to Hong Kong. If you selected Air Canada, you'll pay $112 in fees, while if you select EVA Air, it'll only cost you $54. The difference there is just a short stopover.
Does that only apply to one-way tickets? What if I want round trip?
Well, round trip is pretty much the same. Let's say you wanted to go to London to see the Olympics.
That's 3 years too late.
Well, my grandmother's still the queen. She's still there.
That is not a British accent.
Well, let's say I decided to book with Air Canada. The total cost would be $667. On the other hand, with United, it's going to cost you only half.
So what's the catch?
Well, with other airlines, you may have to make a few short stopovers and you may have to change planes a couple of times. But on a brighter note, no surcharges. You may have to book your flights at least 2 months in advance, or be extremely flexible with your travel dates.
So am I out of luck if I want to travel within Canada since Air Canada is the only airline that accepts Aeroplans?
Pretty much, unless you want to take some of the smaller Arctic airlines like Calm Air and Canadian North.
What if the city I chosen only served by Air Canada was a surcharge carrier, or even worse, no availability at all?
Well, take some work, but you'll get there. Let's say we want to go from my home city of Toronto to Cairo to see the famous pyramids. First, you want to see if there are any one-way flights from any major US cities to Cairo on non-surcharge airlines. Or you can pick another country served by non-surcharge airlines that provide flights to your home city and the destination. In this case, we found a connecting flight from New York to Cairo via London on United and Egypt Air.
Next, you want to check if there's a departing flight from your home airport to the connecting airport. In our case, Toronto to New York Newark, with flights also on United. This means you can fly from Toronto to Cairo with a short transfer in New York and London.
And next, you just do the same thing with the returning flights. In this case, we got lucky and there is a direct flight from Cairo to Toronto on Egypt Air. But if there is no direct flight, you can fly with Turkish Airlines on connecting flights via Istanbul to Toronto or Ethiopia Airlines via Addis Ababa.
If you finalize the itinerary, it's time to call Aeroplans, telling you want to book a flight to Cairo with a route you selected. The total mileage required can be found on the Aeroplan's website, For the round trip to Egypt, it costs 80,000 miles and approximately $120 in taxes.
So, Charles, have you ever thought about doing like a round-the-world trip?
Oh, I already done it, all on points.
That would cost you a lot of points, wouldn't it?
Nope. For less than 75,000 points and $240, I was able to travel to Toronto to Philadelphia, Philadelphia to Rome, Rome to Athens, Athens to Frankfurt, Frankfurt to Beijing, Beijing to Hong Kong, Hong Kong to San Francisco, San Francisco to Denver, Denver to Toronto.
Wow, how do you pull that off?
One great thing about Aeroplans is it allows you to have up to 3 stopovers. The most important point is to pick the furthest city as your primary destination you want to visit and 2 other secondary cities. The Aeroplan will try to connect you to the furthest city with a stopover in the secondary city on the way there and on the way back.
Wait, this sounds pretty complicated. Show me.
Sure. I wanted to visit Cancun, Santiago, and Buenos Aires. On the way to Santiago, the furthest point, Aeroplan connected me with a stopover in Cancun and on the way back, a stopover in Buenos Aires, all for $250 and 60,000 points, of course, on a non-surcharge airline.
You can start planning by looking up a connecting flight, just like we did before. And write down the route between cities and then call Aeroplan to make your booking. The cost is $30 over the phone, but we think it's definitely worth it considering the savings on your surcharge.
By the way, the drawback is there might not be a direct flight between the cities you selected. So you may have to stop over at other cities in between. Your route may not exceed the maximum miles permitted or MPM by 10%. This means if you're flying from Toronto to Cape Town, the direct distance is 8,156 miles one way. Your route may not exceed this by 10%.
Also, you can use Great Circle Mapper just to make sure that your route is valid. Now, if you found this video useful, please be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment.
And thanks for watching. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest.
By the way, do you want this?
No, I'll take my Greece boarding pass. See you in Athens!